Yano Sauce coming at you live and in living color to button up this weekend dive trilogy of Live Free or Dive Hard. As I mentioned in my previous two videos, the nightcap on this weekend was a dive at Mermet Springs. Let's take a look at the profile, see how we did. Okay, dive time of 1 hour, 1 minute, and 2 seconds. That was a long dive. We reached a respectable depth of 48.5 feet. Max depth temperature, 59 degrees. However, it was colder than that. I'm taking a look at the temperature graph here, and it gets down to 55. You know, I've never really liked that metric in this software. It has max depth temperature. I wish it would just have the coldest temperature. Because as I've said many times, you know, it takes a little time for the computer to adjust. It's not an instantaneous temperature reading, so when you're descending, you're going down to your max depth. Chances are it's going to be colder down there, and unless you hang out there for a long time, your computer's probably not going to adjust in time before you come back up. So that max depth temperature is just a little deceiving, but I do remember being freezing cold on this dive. I don't know why, because it wasn't that cold. It was cloudy and rainy. Maybe it was a subconscious thing that had something to do with it. I don't know. I had on my regular wetsuit, hood, boots, the whole deal, but I was just cold on this dive. And you can see we stayed at depth. At depth, we stayed below. Let me see where that one's at. 30 feet or below for at least 3/4 of the dive. But still, 58 degrees, 60, 61. I'm just scrolling through the graph here. I kind of have an interactive picture that I'm looking at. You don't get that with the, just the screenshot you're looking at. But it wasn't super cold, but it just felt like it. I don't know why. Maybe Pennyroyal had taken all my heat away the day before. That's a stupid excuse. I don't know. That was part of the reason we only decided on one dive. Tom also said his sinuses started acting up. So yeah, kind of a bummer to come all the way down here, only do one dive. But if you're not feeling it, you're not feeling it. And it's better to call it and be safe and be comfortable than to make yourself miserable and potentially hurt yourself. Things can go wrong pretty quick under the water if you're not paying attention. But anyway, let's take a look at one more thing. That caution at the end, that's a tank pressure alarm. So we got our money's worth on the air, at least I did. Well, let's jump into the dive plan before we take a look at what we did. Okay, here's the Mermet Map. I'm going to try to remember what we did, where we went. I know we started off in this pavilion right here. Right around here. We geared up, walked down to the deep dock, got in the water here, dropped down around here, and then as far as I remember, we kind of followed the wall. I think we went under this platform. Can't remember if we saw the school bus or not on the first go around. Just kind of followed the wall here. I know we ran into the plane. We actually swam through the plane, which was not in the dive plan. Tom ad-libbed that. Thank you, Tom. As I recall, we entered that sucker right around here and swam here and popped out right there. And from there, I have no idea what we did. None. Actually, I did watch like the last video or parts of it. We ended up at the school bus and something else. What was it? I can't remember. It was one of the buckets, which is like around here somewhere. I don't know. We'll have to find out. Like I said many times before, I find these things out right along with you guys. So let's take a look. This time we're starting out underwater. I hate to say it, but I think this is a pretty uneventful dive. It was murky. The sun was not shining. It was cold. At least it felt cold. I don't know why. Looking at those temperatures, I should not have been that cold, but I was. This might be the most boring dive you're ever going to see on my channel. But keep watching. Darn it. Keep watching. It's good for you. You know, sometimes you just got to suck it up and just dive. You just got to go for it, you know. It's not all going to be fun, and you're not going to be running into spoonbills or jellyfish all the time. Sometimes you just gotta grit your teeth in that regulator and keep breathing and just go for it. Just enjoy it. You know, hey, I'm underwater. I'm breathing underwater. How cool is that? Gives me an adrenaline rush every time. Every single time. But, before I get too far into it, I gotta thank some sponsors. This video brought to you by Cuisinart's new line of shower toasters. You know that sinking feeling you get every morning in the shower? It's not because of your dead-end job, your cheating girlfriend, or even that rent money you blew at the dog track last weekend. No, it's because you don't have any shower toast. Here at Cuisinart, we know you've tried before. Probably ruined a toaster or two, blew a circuit breaker, maybe even rode some lightning. Hardened and waterproof, our shower toasters are built from the ground up to withstand the harsh shower environment. Just imagine fresh, hot toast to perfectly complement your breakfast shower meal. There's no better way to start your day. Also safe for bathtub and jacuzzi use. Visit Cuisinart.com/shower toasters today to browse our full line of models. And every time I do that, I'm, reading the script they send me, and I don't have my eyes on the video, so I don't know what we missed. But in this dive, we didn't miss a thing because there's nothing to see except for some rocks. Look at those rocks. I think we saw a bicycle. Did we already see the bicycle? I know I mentioned it last videos. Yeah, I'm definitely doing the bicycle track next time I'm at Mermet. That needs to be something new. It'll be something new. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. Watch out for the stick. You know what they need? They got these lights that go on back of tanks. They really need to make some fins with some lights in them. That would be awesome, especially for instructors. When you're in this kind of environment. Look at me coming prepared. My beer was about 3 quarters ago, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna need a fresh one. In the middle of making this video. That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm not even recording the glass because, oops, I'm gonna spill half of it. I tried to set that glass down gently on the table. I know that's gonna be a big deal, and I even saw the LED spike on it when I set it down. Very sensitive. I think this is a pretty solid mic. It's a USB mic, so it's certainly nowhere near like studio quality or anything. It's a, oh gosh, what kind is it? Logitech makes it. The Logitech isn't really the brand on it. It's a Yeti. No, there's a bike. See? Look at these. There's a bike. There's the floodlight mode. Yeah, we just happen on them occasionally. I probably found them all, by accident. But I really ought to take the course. But yeah, it's a Yeti X version 2, maybe. I can't even remember now. I'd have to look. In terms of USB mics, it's a pretty good one, I think. But yeah, I've got it attached to this boom arm. which is really cool. Boom arms are cool. It's just the mic, you can just make it float anywhere you want. It's incredible. But yeah, it's drilled to this table, and man, if you touch this table, you can hear it. Yeah, I don't even hear anything live hardly. I don't know you guys are hearing that. What are we looking at here? There's some barrels off to the left. Yeah, I think those were used to anchor something, platforms maybe. A shopping cart? Does Mermet have a shopping cart too? I mean, look at this dive. This is how bored I was. I'm enthralled by these barrels. Whoa, got some barrels. Where'd these come from? Rock on, Garth. Those are sunk in there pretty good. I don't know what they got on this side of those. Some kind of heavy cement, you know? I don't know. They were not moving. Should have looked at the shopping cart. Maybe I didn't see it live. Who knows? So I'm drinking this beer from Wisconsin called Spotted Cow, New Glarus. You guys ever heard of that one? It's a good one. I'm not going to be buying beer for a long time, so I got a group of friends, and we make bets, particularly me and this other guy. We bet, one of my other friends in the group, on dumb stuff, like, it's mostly sports, but it's also like, I remember one of the ones I won was, who sings, I'd Walk 1,000 Miles. And, obviously, everybody knows it's Vanessa Carlton. Everybody except my friend, he thought it was Michelle Branch, so that was the easiest 18 beers I ever won. But anyway, so we made these bets, and I usually win them. Had a few scares during the NBA playoffs this year, but seriously, like, I can't believe I'm losing bets in the NBA playoffs. It's kind of my thing, but I made up for it. I lost out in early rounds, but I made up for it in the later rounds. And next thing you know, this guy owes me 120 beers or something along those lines. And it was always just kind of a joke to me. I never expected this to be, like, for real. And next thing I know, I'm going to meet my group of friends in Wisconsin Dells. This guy brings 120 beers with him. So I've got a lot of Wisconsin craft beer. Part of the bet we make, the quantity we bet, we call them Yixers. That's short for Yano Sixer. And the Yano Sixer is 18 beers, 18 craft beers, preferably local Smokies. Maybe in Yano sauce. Yano Sixer is named in my. I may have contributed to the name as well. Actually, I don't remember. It might have been somebody in our group of friends who came up with the name. I can't remember if it was me or not. Anyway, so we bet these Yixers at a time. So it's 18 beers at a time. I bet you a Yixer, Brewers beat, the Cardinals. That's just an example. But before you know it, I'm owed a massive number of beers. And it was always just kind of a joke to me. But he actually paid out. Yeah, I've got so much beer sitting around here. I don't know what I'm going to do with it all. It's just, I'm not going to be buying beer for months, probably. But that's the long story of why I'm drinking a Spotted Cow right now. Because this guy owed me 120 beers, and he paid me in craft Wisconsin beer. If you guys have never been to Wisconsin, never had a Spotted Cow, I recommend going up there to drink one because it's pretty delicious. Is there anything more I can say about the beer? I'm racking my brain for things to say because There's just nothing happening in this dive video. There's nothing. It's dark and cold and rocky. And I keep switching between floodlight and spotlight. I don't think we saw a fish the entire time. Other than breathing underwater, this dive had nothing. I mean, yeah, I still like it, but we got out of the water, and I was kind of dreading going back, because this is probably the, I don't know, 7th or 8th time I've dove Mermet this year. You know, after all the other times I dove Mermet, I probably dove Mermet, 50, 60 times easy. And, I think about somebody like my instructor who has probably got thousands of dives. Pretty damn close to thousands of dives here. But it's almost getting to the point now where I come here and I'm like, what am I gonna do? I've seen it all. I just hope that there's fish there, And there are no fish on this dive, so it got kind of boring. Well, spoiler alert, I mentioned in the dive plan portion, we swam through the plane, so I'm pretty sure I got footage of that coming up. Let me, sorry for the booms. I want to see, oh boy, hold on. I just want to look at my playlist and see how many we got left. 10 minutes to go, maybe? Oh, here's another bite. See, look, I've swam around this quarry so many times, it's like I don't even need to do the bite course. I think I found them all already. Oh, I will say one thing I've noticed ever since I started doing the open mic on all the videos. It's been easier to record. Yeah, see, that plaque says something, but it's all washed out. But that plaque has directions to the next one, at least. It might say something else too, but I know it has directions to the next bike. It's like, from here, take a compass heading on this degrees and go to this depth, and you'll find the next bike, is essentially what that says. I was talking about something before that plaque came up. Oh, yeah. That's it. I'm only 2 beers deep. Shouldn't be forgetting things. Something I've noticed since I've been putting all the videos in playlists and just letting them go, and I've been going open mic on all of them and just talking. It's easier for me to record that way because I don't have to have a separate audio track for each video. But I've noticed at least 2 problems with it. Number one, this has happened twice. Audacity, 2 cabin crews. Something messes up. Here you are bike number 1. Oh, here's where it starts. So find bike number 2, go to 70 degrees and 42 feet. Yeah, that's pretty cool, right? I kind of want to do that. Next time I'm at Mermet. Kozo Tim, Kozo Michelle. If you're listening to this, watching this, next time you guys come to Mermet, pumpkin carving maybe, we're gonna do the bike course. They're from out of town. I think they've probably seen everything at Mermet. So gotta freshen it up, something new. But like I was saying with the open mic on the playlist, I think that. I've noticed 2 problems with it. Number one, and I really can't explain this at all, I think I've noticed this when I've been going back trying to edit the audio. There's times where Audacity kind of goes out to lunch. I'll be doing the playback and I'm seeing the visual, feedback graph in Audacity program, but there's no sound to it. And I've learned that's some kind of error in retrieving the data because if I try to manipulate it or if I try to do anything with that audio data, I get an error from Audacity. It basically says it can't read the audio from disk and wants me to send a bug report. So I don't know what's going on with that. I suspect it's probably my crappy lappy not being able to keep up with playing the video and record the sound. So yeah, probably not Audacity's fault. It's really getting to that time where I need a new computer. I've had this one at least 3, probably 4 years. Nick, oh, what do you know? Nick is here. All right. I didn't know Nick got certified. That's my brother. Been on him for years to get certified. He won't do it. But the second problem I've noticed is, as I do these open videos, it might be related to the first. Oh, I'm doing a little inverted look into the cab here. Whatever truck this is, I don't know what truck this is. I remember being pretty cold here, wherever we were. Here we are at the plane, finally. Did we swim in here? Well, I want to finish my thought real quick. But as these videos drag on, as the recording drags on, I've noticed the audio starts to get ahead of the video, because when I go back at the end and I go to my video editing software and I play down all the tracks, all the video tracks, and then the single audio track. The audio track, yeah, there's somebody swimming by. Yeah, we had elephants too. I got confused there for a minute where Tom was. But I've noticed the audio track juts out at the end of the video track by like a few seconds. Or I guess I actually haven't really looked at how much longer it is in the video, but it shouldn't be that way. There's some kind of it's getting off synced. Tom just went into the plane without any notice, didn't even tell me what he was doing. We definitely did not discuss this in the future. And I'm like, really, Tom? Are you just going in? You gonna come out? And I begrudgingly went in there. I really was not super comfortable with this at the time. I didn't know it was coming. He got kind of far ahead, and at this time in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, if something happens to me right now, I'm not gonna be able to get to the surface. He's not gonna know. This is the time where you just take a few deep breaths, trust your equipment, have faith in it, and just do it. Just do it. There's really no danger of getting lost in here, I don't think. It's a big open space. There's no rooms. It's straight. When I swam through this for my rec certification, we didn't even lay down a spool, which I was kind of surprised. I thought, we read in the book about laying down spool. We spent all this time doing it in, part of the class. And then we got here, and my instructor's like, we know where the entrance is, we know where the exit is. There's nowhere to get lost in here, there's no need for a spool. It's like, okay. Yeah, just to wrap that point up, the audio kind of gets stretched out in comparison to the video. So I lay everything down in the video editing software, and the audio, I haven't looked at the link, but just for argument's sake, let's say it's 1 or 2 seconds of extra audio, and I don't know why. I think it's because my slow lappy is just having some trouble. I think as it drags on, as the audio file gets bigger and bigger, its response time and the time it takes between what I say when it actually gets written to file starts to get elongated. And by the end of the file, that's noticeable. Or by the end of all the videos put together. I think when I was doing each separate audio file for each segment, I probably had the same problem, but those were short enough where it didn't really matter nearly as much. But I found you know, I'm going back and I gotta edit these and I gotta cut out, or not cut out, I gotta shorten the audio on the audio track, and so I just find some blank space and kind of cut that out. But point being, long story short, I think the audio is going to be a little out of sync to the video. The further the video goes, the more that's going to be true. But it's close enough. You know, we're not doing like real-time operating system stuff here. So if you're watching my video and it seems like I'm commenting late on things by a second or so, especially towards the end of the video, that's why. Yeah, we just went to see the ambulance, and now we're from the ambulance to the nose of the airplane, which, oh no, this is not the nose of the airplane. What am I talking about? This is the cabin cruiser. Yeah, I guess we didn't spend much time at the ambulance. I don't know, I was just complaining. I've been to Mermet, seen it all, done it all, and I still don't know, like, what's what down here. It's like, yeah, I've seen that before, but I don't know how we got here or what that even is. I think that's the cabin cruiser, but I would not bet my life on that. Alright, we're definitely getting oh, there's a fish. You know we're getting shallow when we're seeing fish in plants. The fish generally do not hang out in the cold stuff. So yeah, this depth, the day before, it's pretty much where the sunlight was dancing. Hey, fishy. We did see some fish. All right. I think whatever depth this was, hold on. Sorry for the booms. I'm going to check my profile again real quick. Oh yeah, we got up to 8 feet at one point. 16, 20, 60, yeah. So this depth is easily where the sunlight would be bouncing on the ground the day before Pennyroyal, and now you see it was cloudy today, so I guess that's not a fair comparison. But I've never really seen the sun bounce at Mermet like that, so I don't know. I think Pennyroyal is just clearer water than Mermet. But here we are at the petting zoo, the world famous Mermet petting zoo. I found something there to play with. And of course, it's obligatory that I say, unfortunately, it's not a two-way petting zoo. What am I doing? Just checking my 6 for something there. I don't remember. Not a two-way petting zoo. That's where you pet the animals, they pet you back. Oh, I was trying to pull out my snorkel. So, oh yeah, I totally forgot to mention this. So, do I have enough time to say this? Yeah, I got enough time. So, one of the rules you learn in the class is you're always supposed to carry a snorkel. And you learn real quick that snorkel sucks for 99% of your dive, because the only time you'd ever even need it is on the surface. As soon as you go underwater, you don't need it. And it's flopping there in front of your face, and, you know, it's just in the way. And I hated a snorkel pretty much since day one, especially in a quarry like this where you don't need it. You know, if you're on the open ocean and there's waves and things, yeah, you should probably have a snorkel. In fact, I've been bad about that in Cozumel. But especially in a quarry like this, you just, unless you're doing a long surface swim, again, and there are some long surface swims here if you want them, but you don't need it. And so what I've done is I've taken like 2 hair bands. I'm playing with some bowling balls here. I actually got them in a Nike outlet shop. They're made for tying back your hair, for those of you that have hair. And I take 2 of those and I kind of double them up and put them on my left leg, and then I can tuck my snorkel into that. And I got this quick release button fastener thing for my mask and the snorkel. So what I wanted to do is have my snorkel on the surface. When we descend, pop off my mask, tuck it into these bands, do the dive. Then when we get to the 3-minute safety stop, take it out of the, take it off my leg, pop it back on my mask, and then I'll have it on the surface. What usually ends up happening is I just put it on my leg and keep it there for the duration of the dive. But this dive in particular, I was practicing that because the quick release fastener to the mask is not easy to do, especially when you have gloves on and you lose that dexterity with the gloves. I had gloves on, and so I've really been trying to practice, or should be trying to practice, popping it on and off my mask with the gloves. I think it'd be pretty easy with bare hands because you can feel it. With the gloves, you can't, and it's good guessing. But that's what I was doing there at the petting zoo, messing with my snorkel. So I think at this point I had it popped onto my mask. Ah, yes, that was the end of the dive. I forgot this last video ended on the surface. Yeah, so we came out of the dive, and this is what we saw, and I was cold. Tom's sinuses were acting up, and we just said, F it, let's go home. So it kind of sucks coming all the way here and only doing one dive, but it was 3 for the weekend. It was a good weekend. Wish we got some more in, but it is what it is. So I just kind of took this video to show you the dreary conditions. I have no idea what I'm doing here. Yeah, so this is Mermet Springs on the surface. Like I said, it hurts to walk on these rocks with your thin-soled shoes, but that's going to do it for me, folks. Thanks for watching, and we got Hague Quarry coming up next. I will see you there.